Most of the foundations in the anti-aging aisle are not anti-aging. They're cheap formulas dressed up in pretty boxes to make you feel like you're doing something good for your skin. You're not. Some of these bottles age you faster than skipping sunscreen. You put them on at 7 in the morning looking rested, and by noon your face looks like it filed for divorce from the product. We're not doing a beauty tutorial today. We're pulling apart 10 of the most popular foundations women over 45 are buying right now, showing you the 6 that are making you look older and the 4 that are actually worth opening. Subscribe and let's open some bottles. Let's start by exposing the biggest fraud on the shelf. Clinique, even better. 0 out of 10. This brand has been riding on its skincare name for decades, and this foundation is proof that a good name does not mean a good product. It goes on flat, dull, and completely lifeless across your whole face. It grabs onto every dry spot and somehow makes you look more tired than you did before you touched a single brush. Even the name is a lie. Even better, even worse. I trusted Clinique for years and it let me down under bathroom lighting that wasn't even harsh. I had a client come in last year who'd been wearing this every day for 3 months. She thought her skin was getting worse. She was ready to book a dermatologist appointment. I wiped it off, put something else on her, and watched her face change in the mirror. It wasn't her skin. It was this foundation sitting on top of it like a grey film, making everything look flat and tired. Walk into any department store and you'll see this bottle sitting on the beauty counter like it belongs there, right next to the skincare products that actually earned that brand name. But this foundation is not those products. If you're grabbing this on autopilot because the brand felt safe, stop. The brand is safe. The formula is not. 2 fakes in a row, and this one actually hurts. MAC Studio Fix, 2 out of 10. I had MAC in my makeup kit since the 90s. I built half my early career on MAC products, and there was a time when Studio Fix was the answer to everything. Weddings, photo shoots, fashion shows, you name it, Studio Fix could handle it. But that was 20 years ago, when my clients were in their 20s and 30s with oily skin that could handle a matte formula all day long. The matte finish on mature skin is brutal, and there's no way around it. It sucks every drop of life out of your face, parks itself into every line within minutes, and by dinner you look like your foundation gave up on you somewhere around noon. Here's what people don't understand about matte. Matte was designed for oily 25-year-old skin under studio lights, not for women over 45 who need moisture and movement in their foundation. When your skin is young, it pushes oil to the surface all day. Matte holds that oil back and keeps you looking fresh. But after 45, your skin stops making that oil the same way. So instead of controlling shine, that matte formula is pulling moisture out of skin that's already dry. It's doing the opposite of what you need. We loved you, MAC, but this formula stopped loving us back a long time ago. Let me calm everybody down because this one is actually worth buying. Armani Luminous Silk, 9 out of 10. Pick up the bottle at the Giorgio Armani counter and the difference from those first 2 hits you right away. It's lightweight, melts into your skin like it was mixed for your face, and makes everything look smooth and polished from morning straight through to evening. Not a single line shows up. Your face just looks expensive and rested, like you've been sleeping 9 hours a night, even when you absolutely have not. Armani didn't build this formula for mature skin on purpose, but the luminous finish does exactly what our skin needs. It bounces light instead of soaking it up. Think about what happens when light hits a matte surface. It just stops, flat, dead. Now think about what happens when light hits something with a soft glow. It scatters, it fills in shadows. It makes everything look smoother and younger without changing a single thing about the surface underneath. That's what luminous silk does to your face. It moves with your expressions instead of cracking against them. I've used luminous silk on actresses walking press lines under lights way meaner than any bathroom mirror you own, and it held up every single time. HD cameras catch everything, every pore, every line, every dry patch, and this formula doesn't flinch. Worth every penny of that $70, and I say that about almost nothing. I can already hear the gasps, and I don't care. Estee Lauder Double Wear, 1 out of 10. They changed the formula and ruined everything. Double Wear used to be the one we all swore by. The foundation that survived weddings, 12-hour shoot days, and summer heat without budging. It earned its name honestly, and now it turns darker by the hour, sits on your face like a plaster cast, and makes fine lines look like cracks you could lose a brush in. That darker shift is called oxidation. It means the formula is reacting to your skin's natural oil and changing color right there on your face. You walk out the door looking like one shade, and by lunch you're 2 shades darker, wondering what happened. I prepped a woman for a dinner party last month wearing double wear, and by dessert, her daughter pulled her aside and asked what was going on with her face. That's not a bad skin day. That's a product failing you in real time while you're paying $65 for the experience. That was the last time that bottle came near my kit. The double wear we fell in love with is dead. This new version is wearing its name like a costume and charging you full price for the disguise. And somehow it gets worse. CoverGirl, simply ageless, 2.5 out of 10. The word ageless on this tube is doing criminal levels of false advertising. It goes on thick, sinks into every crease on your face like it's looking for somewhere to set up camp. And by the afternoon, your skin looks like a cracked painting hanging in a hallway nobody visits. That thickness is the problem. When a foundation is heavy, it doesn't blend into your skin. It sits on top. And every time you move your face, smile, talk, laugh, that thick layer folds and creases right along your expression lines. So the lines you had at 8 in the morning are twice as deep by 2 in the afternoon. The foundation didn't just fail to hide them, it made them worse. I've had clients walk into my chair wearing this because they saw it on every drugstore shelf next to a picture of a woman who is clearly 32 and figured millions of women can't be wrong. Turns out millions of women are just being sold a label that promises time travel and gives you Tuesday afternoon at best. Your brain sees ageless in a soft pink font and fills in the rest. The tube is cheap and the name is pretty, but the formula belongs nowhere near mature skin. The packaging did all the work and the product never had to show up. After those last two, let me show you what a formula that actually cares about your skin looks like. Luxe Cosmetics Foundation. 10 out of 10. This foundation doesn't cake, doesn't shift color on your face, and doesn't settle into a single line all day. It has niacinamide and hyaluronic acid built into the formula, so your skin is actually getting better every time you wear it, not just getting covered up. That's the difference between a foundation that treats your face like a wall to paint over and one that treats it like skin that deserves to be taken care of. While every fake on this list forces you to choose between coverage and skin health, this one gives you both. It matches your skin tone on its own, which after a lifetime of standing under those horrible department store lights trying to find my shade, felt like someone finally got it right. And it moves with your face. You laugh, you talk, you make every expression you want, and nothing cracks, nothing separates, nothing creases. 12 hours later, it still looks like you just put it on. My clients keep telling me their skin looks like their skin but better, and that's the highest thing a foundation can do. Not cover your face, not paint over it, just make your actual skin show up looking its best. It's cheaper on Amazon, by the way, so I'll leave a link in the description for you. From the best right back to the worst, and this one earned that negative score. Maybelline Instant Age Rewind, -1 out of 10. Age Rewind is the most misleading name in the whole drugstore aisle. This formula turned a muddy orange on a client of mine so fast she thought something was wrong with her skin. It wasn't her skin. It was this formula changing her a completely different color while settling into every single line on her face like gravity had a personal grudge. She called me 2 hours after I'd done her makeup for a brunch and asked me what went wrong. Nothing went wrong with the application. The product went wrong all on its own. It oxidized so badly she looked like she'd rubbed a rusty penny across her face. The only thing this product rewound was her confidence, about 20 years backwards. If a foundation changes color on your face within 2 hours, it doesn't matter what the tube says. It doesn't belong in your routine. It belongs in the trash under your bathroom sink. But this next one is harder to talk about because the brand actually matters. Fenty Beauty Pro Filter, 3.5 out of 10. Rihanna is an icon, and I will always love her for that shade range. She changed the beauty industry forever, and every brand that added more shades after Fenty launched owes her a thank you card. But the formula on mature skin is just not it. It dries matte so fast and grabs onto every bit of texture and dryness you have like Velcro on a cashmere sweater. If your skin is perfectly smooth and you're 25, this is probably amazing. But for women over 45, it turns every single thing we're trying to soften into a feature instead of a footnote. Every fine line, every dry patch, every bit of texture around the nose and mouth becomes the first thing people see instead of the last. I tested this on myself, hoping I was wrong because I genuinely wanted it to work. Within an hour, every line around my eyes was deeper, and every dry patch on my chin was highlighted like it was trying to get noticed. Beautiful brand, important brand, but this formula was not built with our faces in mind. And that's okay. Not every foundation has to be for everyone. But you should know that before you spend $42 finding out the hard way, if you're still here after 8 foundations, you already care more about what goes on your face than most people ever will. Hit subscribe because I've got a lot more of these coming. Let me end the suffering because this one is actually worth it. Bobbi Brown Skin Longwear Foundation, 8 out of 10. It goes on smooth, stays put through a full day, never grabs onto dryness, never shows texture, and gives you this polished, natural finish that looks like you're simply having a really good skin day. You don't check your mirror every 2 hours in a panic. You don't ask your friend if your foundation looks weird. You put it on in the morning and forget about it. That's the test, by the way. If you have to think about your foundation during the day, it's failing. Foundation should be invisible. You should forget it's there. And that's exactly what Bobbi Brown does. I've used this on clients with back-to-back events, morning through evening, and not once did anyone need a touch-up beyond a little powder on the nose. One client wore it to a morning meeting, then straight to her daughter's outdoor graduation in the sun, then to dinner afterwards. Same face. No touch-up, no breakdown, no lines suddenly showing up out of nowhere. Bobbi Brown figured out something the matte brands never did. Women over 45 don't want their foundation to perform. They want it to disappear into their skin and let their actual face come through. Just a better, more even version of it. Quietly perfect, which is exactly what foundation should be. And closing out with the 4th foundation that's actually worth your money. NARS Light Reflecting Foundation. 8.5 out of 10. The hydration in this formula keeps everything smooth and moving naturally all day, instead of drying down and cracking apart like every fake I just showed you. Your expressions look like expressions, not fault lines in dry concrete. I put this on a client at 7 in the morning before a long shoot day, and at 8 that evening her friend asked what she was wearing because her skin looked that good. 13 hours under studio lighting and not a single crease showing. The light reflecting part bounces light off your face in a way that softens lines without filling them with product that falls apart by lunch. It works kind of like soft lighting in a restaurant. You know how everyone looks better in warm, dim lighting? That's because the light is scattering instead of hitting your face directly and showing every detail. This foundation does that on your skin all day long, no matter what lighting you're standing in. Think of it like the difference between a window with a sheer curtain and a window someone painted over. Both change the light, but only one still lets you see what's beautiful behind it. Now, before you go, here's how to spot a fake on your own without needing my list. 4 things to check on any foundation you pick up. First, does it dry matte? If yes, and you're over 45, put it down. Matte pulls moisture out of skin that already isn't making enough. It will settle into your lines every single time. Second, does it change color after 2 hours on your face? Put it on in the morning and check it at lunch in natural light. If it's darker, that means the formula is reacting to your skin and turning on you while you wear it. That's oxidation, and it means the formula is cheap. Put it down. Third, does it feel heavy going on? If it sits on top of your skin instead of melting into it, it's going to park itself in every line you have by lunch. A good foundation should feel like nothing. If you can feel it, your skin is going to show it. Put it down. Fourth, does it list any skincare ingredients or is it just color and filler? Look for things like hyaluronic acid, niacinamide, or peptides on the back of the bottle. A foundation that doesn't care about your skin underneath is not anti-aging. It's just coverage with better marketing. If a foundation passes all four of those checks, it's probably worth trying. If it fails even one, you already know what to do. Flip the bottle, read the back. The front is always going to lie to you. Out of 10 foundations, only 4 turned out to be worth buying. 6 of them are charging you full price for a formula that's working against your skin every single hour you wear it. You know which ones are real now. You know how to spot the fakes yourself. And you know what to look for next time you're standing in that aisle wondering which bottle to trust. Subscribe so you don't miss the next one because I'm doing skincare next.